How's it going, everybody? Sage the Collector back with one of my favorite things. I got a stack of 20 PSA slabs fresh from the FedEx man's hands. I sent these off November, I think like 7th or something like that. Whatever it is, door to door, just a little over 6 weeks. And this is the lowest tier $20 a card deal. So 6 weeks compared to whatever it was, 16 months a couple years ago. Things have definitely gotten better. Started off with one of these. I don't know why some slabs come with this little protective thing on them. The rest of them don't have it, just this one. So it's a slightly thicker card. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But if anyone watched me open up my Obsidian T-Mall box, this LeBron James came out of it. It was the red Equinox, and I looked at this thing, and it was, flawless. It is a micro millimeter thicker on the left than the right, but otherwise, it's pretty darn good. So, centering top to bottom, I guess, now that I look at it, it's not great, but man, everything was perfect. It should be a 10. Although I'm always expecting a 9 with thicker cards like this. Ooh, there we go. Starting it off with a 10. I forgot, I usually move these off so I have room for my little stacks. All right, hopefully this stack is going to be a lot higher than this stack. Hopefully there's not going to be anything in this stack. And really hoping there's not going to be anything in this third stack that we won't even talk about. All right, this was the LaMelo Ball. This was the red and gold out of the T-Mall box I ripped. These things were on sale during Cyber Week for like $65 on Dave and Adams. I kind of picked up another one, even though I already had another one in the stash because the first box went so well. If you didn't watch my battle with Big J, we both pulled one of these, and it was a close battle. LaMelo, these red and gold lights outs, I think Big J's was the same. Perfectly centered. Perfectly centered. The hollows that we got in our retail boxes, or in our hobby boxes, not centered at all. So I'm really hoping for a 10. Nice. So that was another reason why I got another one of those T-Mall boxes, because if I keep pulling these and they look like that, I'm going to keep submitting them because they are sweet. Like the text is red, but the waves in the back, the circles are all gold. It's a fantastic looking card. John Morant Grizzlies Chronicles. So is this Young Dolph? Okay, it's the Young Dolph card. John Morant. These are worth submitting even if it looks like it might be a 9, because 9s are still, you're not going to lose any money if it comes back a 9. At least the last time I checked, and it's been a couple months since I've checked. But these tend to hold their value. They kind of roller coaster, but still worth submitting even if it's not pristine. But this one looked pretty good. Nice. 3, 4, 3. Starting off. Excellent. All right. This was the big card out of my 2022 Flux Hobby Box. This one, again, looked fantastic. There's got to be Kyrie collectors out there that want a gold numbered to 8. So, again, I think I was expecting a 10 on this. Nice, 4 for 4. Ooh, baby. By the way, in the fire slots, clearly giving us luck. If you didn't watch my last video, I opened up some of the new Hoops Winter Blasters, where you get the sweaters. This Omex Prosper sweater, not the best. This might be the lamest sweater I've ever seen. Usually the sweaters, because the players don't wear these. They're just, they're just made up nonsense. This one looks a little bit more like a sweater. So if you didn't watch that, definitely go check that out. Back to the PSA cards. Tyrese Maxey. This was in my stack for a little while. I don't know why. I think it just got buried under other cards. I wasn't totally sure about a 10 on this. I think I was expecting a 9, hoping for a 10, but this is an elephant courtside Tyrese. And since I've pulled this, he has taken a giant step I think he's probably the front runner for most improved, or was that last year? I think it's this year. Anyway, hoping for a 10, but assuming a 9. 8! Of course, I jinxed myself. I don't remember what the problem with this was. I remember thinking, all right, it's got a minor imperfection. Certainly was not expecting an 8, and I'm looking at it, and I don't see anything wrong with the surface. So once, it's been a while since I've had a real head scratcher, I think. Got to have one of those every once in a while where PSA just gives you a grade and you shrug your shoulders. and you swear you're going to crack it out and resubmit it, and you never do. I have a little stack of the ones that I'm going to crack and submit. Maybe one day. That'll make for a good video if I build up enough of them. All right, Tatum, nothing special. Just a retail green or emerald. But just a cool looking card. It's got like embossed lettering. It's got the cool effect. It's green. It's Tatum. Hoping for 10. Nice. All right, we're back. We're back. That's, I mean, a little disappointing, but that makes up for it. All right, this was a weird one. I just had this in my collection. It's just a base Court Kings Kobe Bryant insert. It's not a parallel. It's just a base insert, but 2014, so you're going back a little ways when cards weren't as plentiful. So the pop report is pretty low for obvious reasons. Not too many people are submitting this. Still, I think this has to be a 10. 9's just not going to cut it. Okay, good. I'll take a 10 Kobe any day. Ooh, perfect timing. I'm not going to say my main PC. Speaking of PC, pause. Before I recorded this, I went through my Zach rainbow binder and pulled out a bunch of duplicate Zachs that are going off. I'm starting the purge. It's gonna be a lot of Zachs. So I'm still gonna keep a ton, but I've got so many doubles of Zachs. I was not one of those guys that like limited myself to one of any parallel. Like I've got 9 reds of a certain Zach prism or whatever, you know. So I kept one. I'm being a good boy. But my new PC, I don't know how hard I'm gonna hit it. I've already, I got 2 cards waiting in my eBay shopping cart. One of them's pretty nice. I'm pretty excited about it. So started to dip my toe into Tyrese. This one definitely staying in the PC. Numbered Tyrese Halliburton out of a Father's Day pack. Hoping for a 10. Nice. There you go. Love it. See, when I sent that off, that was not staying in the PC. That was going to just be, I was going to use it to sell off or whatever. Staying in the PC now. Okay. All right, if anyone watched my preview video, this was definitely out of left field. This was in my collection. I just had a bunch of, not a bunch, I had like a little mini stack of old SNL Star Picks cards from 92. Since this, I have purchased an entire box. So I'm guessing based on the analytics that I see, some of you may be old enough to remember this skit. Some of you definitely probably weren't even born. But I know there's a lot of people my age or slightly younger that knows SNL from this time period. Let me know down in the comments if you would want to watch me rip an entire box of this. All late 80s, early 90s SNL stuff. Fantastic set. Anyway, bought a box. This, I don't think I was expecting a 10. I was hoping for a 9. Outside chance at a 10 because the corners are really nice. But this is actually kind of a valuable card. Not valuable, super valuable, but a PSA 10 is probably 80, 90 bucks, which is crazy. So hoping for a 10. Ooh, there you go. See, now I don't know what to do with it. A PSA 10, this is, I mean, I've probably seen that skit 5-10 times. I mean, it's classic. Ah, man, I don't know what I'm going to do with that card. All right, Kyle Kuzma. There are 0 comps on this card. These things are super rare. I pulled this out of the first box that I bought when I got back into the hobby 5 years ago. It was a 2017 Prestige hobby box. I think I got it for $100. So back when prices hadn't taken off yet. And I kept it. He was one of the biggest rookies in 2017. Still a decent player. Unfortunately, he's stuck in Washington. But I can find 0 comps in this. It looked fantastic. Hoping for a 10. I have no idea what this is worth because it's Kuzma, but pop report on this has got to be like 1 or 2. So hoping for a 10. Ooh, 9. All right. I don't know what what was possibly wrong with this because it looked pristine, if I remember correctly. Man, corners, edges, and surface all look good. So I don't know why that got a 9, but again, that is super short print, so grade maybe doesn't matter as much. This was this was a flyer. I needed another card to get to 20 so I could submit because you need to submit at least 20 cards to PSA. He had just come back from like his 27th major injury and I was hoping like he would take off now that he's finally healthy and hopefully he stays healthy and kind of gets some momentum going. It doesn't look like he's really leaping ahead, but You got to throw in a wild one here and there. So really needs to be a 10, I think. Okay, there you go. So maybe there's a super collector, or Jonathan Isaac super collector out there. Michael Jordan back looks a little off, and it looks a little yellowed. But this is the 89 All-Star. If you look at the centering, it's hard to tell sometimes because the sides get in the way, but centering is pretty good. It's a tiny bit right heavy, but well within PSA 10. It looked great. I'm expecting a 9, as I always do with these Jordans, but a 10 would be amazing because I do not have a 10 of this in the PC yet. All right, 9. I assume any Jordan I submit, especially from 89, I just assume 9. All right, Jordan, 89. This is the base card. Again, I assume a 9, but man, once again, centering looks fantastic. Corners and edges look good. Again, expecting a 9, though. Ooh, there you go. Right in the PC. I will keep a 9 if I don't have a slabbed version of a card, so I don't know if I have this or not in a slab. 10s, I always save. I don't know. Even I have a couple doubles 10s, and I can't get rid of them. Just love Jordan 10s. They're probably always going to stay in the PC. Here we go. Just a regular base 92 Shaq. A 9, you probably lose a few bucks because you can probably pick a 9 up for like $15, and I paid 20 to get this graded. But a 10 is worth it. Nope, 9. All right. As I said, all those cards from that era, I expect 9s, and I'm always very pleasantly surprised when they're 10s. All right, these Slam Hollows are super popular. I had this one. It looked good. I think I looked up comps, and 9s were still worth sending in. Like, you didn't lose money on a 9, so I think this was a no-brainer. I'm expecting a 9, but a 10 would be nice. Oh, man, 10. White chocolate, 10. Love it. So far, man, 10s are killing it. We only got 3 9s in this. Shea, I had a little stack of Sheas that when I first pulled them 4 years ago, he was not the guy. He is turning into the guy. And so I had some that were not like automatic 10s. I have already submitted those and sold those like 2 years ago, unfortunately, before he really took a leap. But I went through, and this one looked pretty good. And so I'm definitely expecting a 9, hoping for a 10. Yes. Oh, man. This thing is going very well. Again, another one of those Sheas I had in my PC, just hanging out. Got the Next Wave Dazzle. Again, this one looked really good. Definitely a 9, maybe a 10. Oh, baby. Oh, man. All right, more Shea. Same thing. This is just the base. Class of 2018. This one looked really good. This one probably has to be a 10. Might lose a few bucks if this is a 9. Although he is getting really good. Like, he is legitimately in MVP talks. But still, I think this one needs to be a 10. And it is. Holy smoke. These were just sitting in my PC. And I did not submit these in my first round of Sheas that I submitted like 4 years ago. I mean, these are ones, they took forever to come back. They were like in one of those PSA orders that were stuck at PSA forever, I think. All right, base Hoops rookie. I'm just going to keep saying it. I'm expecting a 9 because this didn't make the first cut 4 years ago or whatever. But now I'm kind of hoping for a 10. Jeez. Wow. All right. That is it. We are down to the final card, which means there are 15 10s, 3 9s, and this one crazy 8. We are ending on Luka. By the way, I, again, keep forgetting to mention, if you want to support the channel and you want custom emojis and you want to join my Discord and hang out, click the join link down below, get some information. There's just like a small core group of us hanging out in the Discord. It's pretty fun, so if that sounds interesting to you, click that link down below. We are ending with this. Along with my Shea and my DeAndre Ayton, which I did not submit, I had some Trey, which I guess none of them made the cut. Did have one Luka that back, 4 years ago. I'm like, I didn't even bother submitting this because it was like, Chronicles, Luka, base, no big deal. Since then, obviously, he has taken off. This, I'm just expecting a 9 because I would have submitted it since then, I think. But I don't know, man. has been crazy good. So I'm hoping for a 10. Okay, 9. We had to end on a sad note, but look at this. 10s. A 10 stack that is amazing. Holy crap. Where's that Jordan? We got to end on Jordan. So lots of good 10s, maybe enough 10s to do a Sages slab series. So stay tuned. I'm going to try and put together a little set. I might have enough 10s to do so now, but we are going to end. I always end on 3, and I don't want to end on all Shea or Jonathan. Oh, there we go. You gotta. We'll end on these two. Old PC, new PC. So, if you didn't watch my last video, go check that out. And if you didn't watch my last PSA reveal, definitely click here.